Hello everyone, Brian Farmer here. I'm going to show you how I keep up with my inventory. Mainly what has been warehouse damaged and lost by Amazon FBA. What's been refunded to customers but not returned, and what's been reimbursed and what hasn't, and a few other things. So let's get started. Open up your Seller Central account. You'll go to Reports and Payments and bring you here to this screen. We want to go to Transaction View. And we're going to want to select this one, past number of days. And we're going to want to select 30 days. You can select whatever you want. If you do this every week, just do 7 days or 14 days. I do it once a month, so usually 30 days. After you select the amount of days, you want to click Refund here, Update, and then you'll download this report. And then just save it in a file. For this one, I just named it Inventory Adjustment Videos. And then just give it a name. I've already done these, so I'm not going to do them again. So once we're done with that, we'll move on to the fulfillment reports. You can get those under reports as well from fulfillment right here. Bring you to this page. Now the reports that we want will be inventory adjustments, reimbursements, and returns. You may want replacements if you've had any of those zero balance sales that look like sales where they've shipped replacements to customers. I don't have any, and I haven't used that feature, but it would be about the same as what we're going to do here. So once you get these reports, and you'll just get them by going to View Downloads here, and then same thing we did in payments. Select the date history, 30 days, request download. Once you request download, it's just going to say processing here, or in progress. Once it's done, the download button will come up, and you do that for each one of these: inventory adjustment, reimbursements, and returns. So you'll have 3 different reports to download from under here. Okay. So once we get those, we're going to go to Excel and open a new workbook. I've already imported all this data in here. And what I did was, right here it usually says sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, so on. You can add more sheets with the plus button here. Rename them like so. What I did was just name them by what the reports are called. Made one for what I need to send to Amazon for them to investigate, and one called GCal. I'll show you a little more about that a little later. I'm going to pause for a minute and let you guys do this. Feel free to pause as well, and see you back in a minute. So now that you got that done, let's import your data. So what you can do, just go to Inventory Adjustments. I've already imported these, like I said before, but I'll show you how to do it on this blank sheet here. Just go click this box. We want to go to the Data tab. From Text, find your file. So if you're in Inventory Adjustment, just click Inventory Adjustment. We're going to do the refunds one. And then you click Import. Click the box here. Click Next, and then just click Finish. And OK. And there you go. There's all your data. And then just repeat for each one of these. Once you get that, you'll be ready to start figuring out what's going on. So the easiest ones to do first are refunds and returns. If you go to your refunds tab, you'll notice there's usually 3 instances for each order. The one you want is the one with the quantity beside it. So the easiest way to get those separated is just go here, click the whole sheet. We want to sort, custom sort. We want to sort by quantity. Okay. So if you notice, it puts them all right there. So these are the ones we want right here to copy. So we're going to cut those. We're going to go to returns. and we're going to paste them in here. And let's get this lined up a little better. Okay. So what you want to do is match your returns with your refunds. Let's add a space in here. And I'll show you why we did that in a minute. So you can visually block these out. If they match up, you can do it like so. You can also do it with a formula to match this with this. I can show you how to do that, but we're not going to do that right now. You can use match or VLOOKUP formula to do those. You can also do a pivot table and some other stuff, but this is pretty simple right here. If you have a lot of items in both of these, it'd be easier to use match or VLOOKUP. So we're just going to do it like so. You can go down and block them out, and that one there. So now you know those have been refunded and they were returned. The disposition of them is over here. Status reimbursed, that means you were reimbursed. These were returned to inventory, so you will more than likely have to put in a removal order since they were defective, or this one was defective, this one was unwanted, so it's probably back in your sellable inventory. Then again, it says damage, so it's probably a removal order as well. And you can find those in your removal order detail. So these other ones here have been refunded, but they've not been returned. Now, the customer has 45 days to return these. If it's before the 45 days, Amazon won't do anything. If it's after the 45 days and it's not been returned, they will reimburse you. Sometimes it's automatic, sometimes you have to open the case. Most people just set a date in their calendar, and I'll show you how we do that real quick. So in your tab called GCal, I'm going to open it up, and you want to make line 1 just like this in this format with these in this order. And then just put subject, whatever you want to do on that day. I just call it open a case for non-return. Start time, I just put 10 o'clock, and I'll get a notification at 10 o'clock that I need to open a case for the item. And I can look at my calendar for that day and see all the items that's for that day if there's more than one. And I just do the time, usually 5-minute increments. That way they don't overlap in the calendar and get confusing. End time, just do 0-minute end time, so it'll be the same time. And if you put 2 of these, you drag them down, it'll just go in 5-minute increments like so. The date, I just have the date as equal. I just did a function equal to, I just typed in equal, and then this one. So we want the end date to be the same. We don't want an ongoing event in our calendar. And then once you do that, you can just pull this down in that formula, copy whatever's over there. Okay, so we go back to the returns tab. We can do this for all of these right here. So to find the date that's 45 days out, the easiest way is hit equal. Click here, and then plus 45. And it'll give you your 45-day mark. So then you can take these dates, and since these are already reconciled, we can actually delete those and get them out of the way. So then we can copy this date here, go to here, paste them in. We can go to the description. We can paste in the order ID. Now if you notice these order IDs are off a little bit, I modified them so they wouldn't be linked to any of my customers. So paste those in, and you have that. We can drag this on down. We can drag these two on down. We can drag this on down. Okay. These two as well. Well, messed that one up, didn't I? Okay. I think these are optional. You don't have to put the location and the privacy in, but you do have to have a subject. You do have to have a start time and an end time, and an end date and a start date. Description, I believe, is optional too. I just use my order number for the description. It makes it a little easier when I'm seeing what I got there. So once you got that in your GCal, what you do is click File. You want to Save As. We're going to save it in the same folder we're working in, and we're going to save it. If you click on Save As Type, it'll bring up this list, and you want to save it as CSV. And then we're going to save that. And then you just click OK and then yes. Just basically telling you that you're only saving this worksheet right here, not the whole workbook. So once you do that, you can go to Google Calendar, and you can get to it over here with this little thing here too, if you want. You'll click over here where it says My Calendars, and you'll go to Settings. You go Import Calendar. You want to choose that file and import. Now, if you have an error, it'll tell you you have an error. But see, we processed 7 events successfully. So we're going to close that, and we're going to look at our calendar. And those were mostly next month. And you see they're blackened, so that's some days for action. And there you go. There's some days that we need to take care of some stuff. If you go to Agenda, it'll show you what you got going on there. Pretty easy. Now you can open it. See what it is. There's your order number. And this should also show up on your mobile device and your notifications. So it's pretty easy. Pretty cool little deal there. So now going back to this, so we're done with returns and refunds for right now. On your inventory adjustments, these are a little tricky. They're not really clear how Amazon does this with the transaction ID and the reimbursements. There's no identification that matches other than your standard stuff here, which you can't really use because if you have more than one of an ASIN, then that number will show for all of those. You can't really tell if it's one item that they damaged and are reporting 3 times, or if it's 3 items that they damaged. So what I do, you just go down through here. If it's one item type, or if it's one single item, the last 3 digits will match on the transaction ID. The number of the 4th number back will change, but these last 3 will be the same if it's the same item, same physical item, not the same ASIN. So you can see those 3 there. Now you got these reason codes over here, and you got 2 minuses. Let's go over here to this sheet, and what we're going to do. Now you can get these from the help pages on Seller Central. I've already got it, so we're just going to use the one I got here. So there's the codes. So on this one we have DPQ. So if you go over here, D is destroyed, P is unsellable, Q is damaged. Excuse me. So that's an item we're going to want to have Amazon investigate. We can also double check on over here and just see. We can use the find function. Okay, so there's that item right there. Looks like 2 was reimbursed on the 5th. So we go back here, that was on the 23rd, so the 5th was after that. So more than likely those 3 have been reimbursed. If you're in doubt, just copy this FNSKU, put it over here, paste the value, and then we're going to do -2, because we're not sure about that for those 2 items. There's a minus there and a minus there. Is it the same item? It more than likely is just one item with 3 instances of that item, since they all have the last 3 transaction ID numbers. Same thing on these 3. You got OEP, so you can go over here, see what OEP is. Transferred to holding account, damaged, and unsellable. So that's going to be one that you get reimbursed for as well. So you copy it, you go back to reimbursements, we can find, and there it is. And this is one I didn't have to open the case on, believe it or not. So let's just double check the date. It's 7/30. The date here is 7/30. So they actually reimbursed the same day that it's showing as in the adjustment report. They could make this easier if they would put some kind of identifiable ID number between these 2, but they don't match. The reimbursement ID doesn't match the adjustment ID. If they would, it'll be a whole lot simpler. We could use VLOOKUP or match to actually see what's missing, but for whatever reason they don't do that. So it is what it is. Now on some of these, see if we can find one. It looks like the numbers don't match, but it may be the same item, and it's because it was done at different warehouses. Actually, when I did my name changes here, put them in sequence. But if you notice, these 2, this one right here is found, but it was misplaced here. Okay. So it was misplaced at one fulfillment center. It was found at another. I don't know how they determine that or how they track that, but just in case, I'm going to put this one over here with this, and they can research it and let me know. Makes it a lot easier just to let them do the work. Anyway, that's about it. That's how I do it. If you have any questions, hit me up on Facebook.